How's everyone doing? I need to get my mic out. My bad. How's everyone doing? Oh. Rogelio. Axe. Cheddar, how's it going? Last night I watched Interstellar for the first time. Not an anime, but holy shit. I watched an IMAX. That was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Great time. If you haven't seen Interstellar, definitely would recommend that. Alright, I think I got everything pulled up. Hello, Zulo. Gotta pop out this chat window. Alright. Snicker, how's it going? Mellow, nice to see you. Hello, Nicholas. Never gone to a movie theater. I recommend you go to a movie theater and see Interstellar if it's playing near you. Yeah, I knew it was good. I just never watched it because I knew it was going to be good. I have that issue where if I think something's going to be really good, I wait for like the perfect moment. And so, yeah, I guess it worked out because seeing Interstellar for the first time in IMAX was something. How's it going, Quambo? So yeah, what do you guys want to discuss today? I can think of a few things. Let me pull up a window. Have you guys, I think I talked about it last week, but you guys been watching Solo Leveling? Holy shit, it just keeps getting better. I haven't ever read it, so I don't know what happens. I'm very pleased with season 2. It is like a power fantasy to a large extent. Also, I finished Prison School last week, and that was good. And I heard that what would have been the second part of the series wasn't as good in the manga, and that's why it didn't get adapted again. So that's kind of sad, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So they did what was right. Yeah, Nicholas, I think about it every day that somebody out there has not seen a movie in the movie theater. I don't know if Interstellar is playing near Georgia, near where you're at, since it came out like 10 years ago, but if it is, you should go see it. When are you getting you want a full video on My Life as Inuaki-san's dog? I've seen this. That's the bad part. I know which one you're talking about. I thought I had it. Yeah, I know what this is. Oh my god. I don't remember when I watched one of the episodes, and it's like they're really short. I heard about it and I had to know if it was real, and it was as terrible as you can imagine. It's just so ecchi. It's ridiculously ecchi. Which is something that like doesn't translate into Western society well. Like a lot of people think it's weird, which is understandable, but over there they just think it's funny, which I always find hilarious. Love your stuff. Thank you, Thread. Which anime characters would look good pregnant? What? If I had to respond, I'd go with Shinji Ren. I feel like there's some Rule 34 shit out there of that. Isn't that a fetish? People with big bellies, isn't that a fetish? I feel like I've seen some people on Reddit like posting that kind of crap in random subreddits and people calling it out as that. So what about Cyberpunk Edgerunners? I haven't watched it. I think I've said that before. I don't know if Mello you knew that, but I haven't seen Cyberpunk Edgerunners yet. Okay, so it is a fetish? Thank you. Thank you for responding to that, even though probably best not to. Where is the High School DxD video? if you're a Patreon member, you're gonna get it pretty soon. Probably after this, I'll upload it. I just finished it today, actually. Like, probably I finished it about an hour ago. It's like an hour long. It has none of the ecchi stuff. It is just the story, which was interesting to put together. I think it's funny, especially if you've seen it or you haven't seen it. It's a double-edged sword, and I've talked about this. Is why it's my April Fool's joke for the year. If you have seen it, you watch the video and you're like, huh, this is weird. There's none of the ecchi stuff. But if you haven't seen it, you're like, whoa, this is interesting. And you go watch it, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Because it's like the first 4 minutes. That's how I got into DxD when I watched it. I was in high school, and my brother was in high school as well. I share a Crunchyroll account with him, and I go to the history sometimes and I don't know what to watch. I'm like, what is he watching? So I saw DxD and I was like, okay, I'll go watch that. It looked interesting. It was a shonen. It said ecchi, but I didn't know like to what extent. It was the farthest extent you could get. And I started the first episode. About 4 minutes in, there's a shower scene. It's just like full nudity, and I didn't know what to do. I kept watching because I was like, there's got to be a reason he watched this. And the story was pretty good. Obviously, you know, most people don't watch for the story, but the story was pretty good. That's why I like it, at least. I watched To Love Do as well. It's another ecchi show that's on like the same level. I didn't think it was as good because it wasn't as interesting story-wise. But that was my brother's 10 out of 10 pick. I was bored, didn't know what to watch, went to his Annie list. His #1 show was To Love Do. I don't know why. I think it was a joke. I'm not sure. But it was. I've not watched Golden Boy. I've heard it's good. Is it something like I can make a video on, like a good video? Because then I'll watch it. I've kind of put it off because just focusing. Like, I'm going to watch Sunny Boy this week. I think I've said the past 2 weeks that I'm going to watch it this week. I started a script for a Hayao Miyazaki video, kind of looking into his psyche, his philosophy. I need water. His philosophies on life, and I'm almost done scripting it. I had the rough draft. I need to finalize it and go through it again to make sure it sounds good, but it'll kind of be like, why is Miyazaki the way he is kind of video. And I think that'll come out. I want to do it next month, have it come out. I'm trying to do 3 videos a month now. I think there's 4 in January. They're all Attack on Titan though, so but that's abnormal. That was just because of a mix up with the copyright system. That was unavoidable. So yeah, like normally if there's like 3 videos, it'll be different topics. So that'll probably start next month. You're watching Psycho-Pass? That's a good one. You finished Space Dandy. You suggest watching it. Very random but very good. All right. Yeah, I've heard somebody on the Discord keeps telling me to watch Space Dandy, so yeah, I should probably watch it. The thing is, there's so much anime to watch. It's hard to squeeze it all in, but I'm doing my best. I finished Kimi no Todoke. I think Kimi ni Todoke, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. This week, I watched all 3 seasons. That was a really good rom-com or romance. I think it's more romance than anything. It's this show. I don't know if you guys have seen this. That's my Wani Kani. That's a different site. Yeah, Todoke. Really good romance for people who like that. That is probably one of my favorite. That and Fruits Basket are pretty good shoujos. You should rank Annie lists, to be honest. I'll almost send them over. Go on the Discord and send them, because I don't think you can send links on YouTube, from what I know. I don't even know if you can send links. Send your names into the Discord. That would work. Annie list is pretty good to access like that. What is Flip Flappers? I'm looking it up. Flip Flappers. Oh, this is an actual series. Not expect that. I don't know. I've not seen this. What is this? Is it Oh, it's a magical girl comedy. So Yuri, there is no Yuri. Okay. At least we got that figured out. I don't know. I'll have to watch it. I still need to watch Madoka Magica. I feel like I have to watch that one first. Your FLCL opened my eyes, brother. No problem, Dog Tranger. Yeah, it's a really good show. I did not expect that. It was 4 episodes. I was like, I'll watch it. It's pretty easy to watch, and I was instantly like, this. I have to do a video on that. It was very good. I did promise I would watch Sonny Boy. I'm going to watch it. I promise you, it's my next video. It is not coming out, but like my next video I'm working on. I got sidetracked. I can show you. I started this Hayao Miyazaki video. I was gonna start the Sonny Boy one. This is done now, so I gotta update this. So it's coming. It's gonna come. I got inspired because I watched a documentary on Miyazaki, and I was like, I gotta talk about like his mindset because it's very interesting. So, yeah, I apologize. I was supposed to have watched it by today. I think I promised I would. You still need to watch, yeah, Nicholas. You watch Golden Boy. Tell me what you think. You work at 6. This is what you're doing till then. Creators that respond well to viewers make it worth living. Trying my best to support. Oh, well, thank you, man. Yeah, I like. It's a size right now where I can kind of keep up with the chat. Obviously, when you get super big, you can't do that as much anymore. There's kind of ways to do it, but it kind of sucks because you have to turn on like, oh, only subs only, and then you have to pay to chat. And that kind of sucks. So, I'm really enjoying this period of the growth, and I hope it stays this way for a while, where it's like controllable, and not like pure chaos. Like you look at big streamers chats, and it's just non-stop fucking moving. You can't keep up with everything. The Blue Sky Studios profile. Okay, I'm gonna pull Discord up. Yeah, we can look at your anime list. Somebody else sent their anime list to me. They're asking for shows to watch. Okay, so Space Dandy references Cowboy Bebop. Oh, with the slime monster. That's always an interesting episode. Not my favorite, just from like a story standpoint, because obviously nothing happens, but it's an entertaining episode. Let's see. Yeah, Straw, you're the one that keeps recommending Space Dandy in the Discord. Okay. Your top 100 manga has some wacky picks. Are you a big manga reader? Dude, you're almost done with Freerun. Okay. I did promise. Yeah, I'm sorry. I promised something I didn't keep. Next week. Next week for sure. Next week for sure. Started watching all my videos, working. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy them. They're good videos to like be able to do other things while you're watching as well. Like you can sit there and just watch them, but you can also listen. So I like the duality of it in that sense. Gavin, thank you for liking my videos. I appreciate it. Hayden, thank you. Since 10K subs, yeah, that was a year or two ago. It was like right before the Evangelion. No, I think Evangelion got me to 10K. Glad I got you back into anime. Baki is a 6.5, but I had so much fun watching. I agree with that. One of my friends likes Baki, but I like the manga. I don't like the anime because I feel like it gypped out on. This is because of Netflix. I have a video on Netflix. They're getting better, I guess. But I don't want to say they're better yet because I feel like I'd be speaking too soon. But yeah, they didn't give enough budget to them for like a shonen like that. It could have been so much better if they put more animation into the fighting, but they couldn't. They just don't have enough money. All right, look at straws. I think I said to you to watch FLCL. Let me check. I told you to watch FLCL, High Bonnie or Anime, and Paranoia Agent. All of those are up your alley, I think. Yeah, crazy you gave Shampoo though 10. If you like the vibe though, I could understand it. I don't know if I give the story a 10 though. The aesthetic though is a 10. Monsters an 8. You got a pretty banger list. Like, you don't. I have a lot of slop on my list. You don't have slop. It's Space Dandy. Red Line is crazy. Crazy movie. What else? I gotta go back to this style. Naruto. You finished Naruto. Props to you. I hope you skipped the filler. I watched the filler and that was a terrible op. The Shippuden, even the Naruto original filler is just ass. It's so bad. They didn't put any effort into it. They're just like, we want to get through it. Oh yeah, you got Baki on here at 6.5. I think that's fair. The story's entertaining. It's just kind of the animation is lackluster, especially for the style it is. Watched AOT, got Soul Leveling, SAO. I gotta say, I watched Sword Art Online after the phase where it was like a big thing. Not a great anime. It's okay. It's just got a lot of issues. You finished the big 3? No way. You got Baki. I'm sorry, not Baki. Bleach. What's the other one? I thought it was Dragon Ball. It's One Piece. So you've done it except for One Piece. Yeah, you're missing like 20 episodes of One Piece. Okay. Yeah, no one's gonna blame you for that. Hello, Acorn. Tokyo Ghoul anime is pretty awful. Yeah, the manga is definitely better. Sword Art Online was my gateway into trashy isekai. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the thing with Tokyo Ghoul, the anime, I think the first half of the original, not like the, I don't know, square root bullshit, but the first half of the original is pretty spot on, but then they stopped following. The fights are pretty cool in the second part, but yeah, it just strays from the story so much, it's just fucking annoying. The manga story is just, it's infinitely better. So it kind of sucks that they just said fuck you and did what they want with it. But yeah. Shampoo is pretty good. Compared myself to Jin so much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Shampoo doesn't deserve a 10 if you think it does. I'm personally on the train where I think it's like a 9. I'd give it a 9. Are you taking any anime recommendations for your next video essay? You can just, people just name drop anime and I add them to the list. Like last week somebody wanted a video on Guilty Crown, and there's one other that I put down. Gantz. Somebody in my comment section on my videos always asks for a Gantz video, and I just haven't done it. So I want to do it for him. And then Darker Than Black, that was a big recommendation last week. Yeah, I put them on here. This is my idea list. It's pretty long. Some of it will just never come out, but yeah, I usually like if I'm gonna put an anime on here, I'll watch it and then I'll figure out what I could do with it. Sometimes you can't do anything with some anime. Like, I love Solo Leveling, but like, what do I talk about? Like, what can I add to the conversation? I don't think anything really. So A sock, ask me anything. Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying. Maybe that was it. Thoughts on Madoka Magica? I haven't watched it. It's on my list to watch because I want to do a video on it. Scramboli or Scamboli. Scamboli ripped it apart. People were pissed. I'm not gonna rip it apart probably. I usually go into it when I do a video. I don't shit on it. Because I could do that, but that's a different video. Criticizing stuff. Mine's more of just like, what's the anime trying to tell you, and how can I like bring that more forward for people to understand. The whole goal of like the making sense stuff is just to like break down a very complex thing, the show, sometimes maybe the moral or the theme, and make it like a little more easy to digest. Because some people, most of the time, I would think you guys understand what the show's telling you, but you want like affirmation in what you're thinking, and so when you hear somebody else say it, you're like, yeah, that's it. Like I was thinking that, I just didn't know for sure. And sometimes you just like hear new stuff, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. So yeah, I think like when I used to play a lot of indie games or stuff that was very like thematic, very theme oriented, when I'd finish the game, I'd always want to know like, this is what I'm taking away from it. Is this like just the general consensus? Am I on the right track? So I would go out and see kind of videos that dive into the theme and like how it relates to everything. So that's kind of how I got into doing this. I was like, I want to do that with anime. And I don't think many people were doing it. Not to like to the level I do it, I think. People obviously talk about the themes and stuff and done it before me. I don't know if they just didn't do it in my style or what. I don't know what made me stand out so much with the Evangelion video, but it worked. I haven't looked into Pirate Princess. Somebody said it last week. Pirate Princess. Writing this down for later. Yeah, isn't this a Netflix? No. No, it's not a Netflix anime. I don't know if you guys have seen it because it was before Evangelion, but I did a video called like Netflix anime shit. They're kind of getting better, but my biggest grievance with them is they try to get into. I hate when Western companies try to get into something as like it's a fad, and they don't put enough time, effort, and money into it as it deserves, and so you get these lackluster projects. It's like Disney with the superhero fad stuff. Like after Endgame, they're like, let's make a ton more than we were every year. So you're putting not enough time into it. You're throwing money at the wall, and then like, yeah, shit just comes out ass. So that was my problem with Netflix anime. I'm watching Sakamoto Days. It's not bad right now. I just hope it doesn't get worse. It's okay. I think they could have done better, but. Hear me out. Black Lagoon is a better pirate anime than One Piece. I guess it depends what you're wanting. For me it is. I like shorter stories. I don't like 1,000 episode stories. 1,200 like ongoing stories. I think I think Wit's doing the One Piece for Netflix. If that comes out well. Now I've lost faith in Wit after the whole Suicide Squad anime, which was also funded by an American company, DC. I think it was Warner Bros. Specifically, but yeah, DC. It worries me because like the One Piece anime coming out right now, the Toei one, the animation's not great, but it is when it matters because that's what they're looking for. They're the weekly anime. And then they rush out some weekly episodes so they can get to like, we want this part to be really good. That's the state of One Piece. Some episodes are really good, the other ones are just fucking shit. You can't argue otherwise. The story's always good, but the animation quality. I'm worried that the Wit version, even though I want it to be shorter, they're gonna like not have enough money to do what they need to do or want to do. That's always the worry for me because I feel like the Western companies don't put enough money into it. They think they can just get away with it. Like, look at Uzumaki. What a fucking mess. I don't think there's been a good Western funded anime. I might be wrong. I would love to be wrong. Yeah, Gantz. Yeah, I know what's in Gantz. We'll brush over that. I had some issues with the Perfect Blue video because I didn't brush over some of the other, sensitive themes. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that they censor that. It's important to talk about, but I get that it's a bit much for. Supposedly, there's not supposed to be kids on this app, or this application, this website. So they're not liable if they run into something they're not supposed to see. But I guess that means censoring things that need to be talked about. Black Lagoon is Somali pirates. See, I watched episodes of it on Adult Swim when I was younger, when they were playing it. I haven't seen the whole thing. I want to watch the whole thing. That's funny as shit. Love the making sense videos, even if I think I understand the show. It's cool to see how others perceive the story. Yeah, I mean, the thing with when you make sense of an anime, there's always different ways to interpret it. I have people in the comments sometimes like vehemently defending, like they're an antonym maybe to what I analyzed and thought the show was about. They're like antonyms to that. I'm like, okay, man, that's fine, but they're angry. No, you can't think the way you do. You have to think this way. It's like, that's not how it works. Can't watch your monster video because my Netflix got taken away on episode 50. Oh, there's ways to get around that, let me tell you. I would go to Reddit and ask where to watch anime, and you can find some answers on that. I need help with explaining story of Fina. Okay. Is it confusing? The Pirate Princess? Doesn't look confusing on the surface, but obviously. Alright, well, I'll look into it. Huh. Netflix's ass. Thank you for agreeing with me. How was my day? It was okay. I worked like all of you guys, probably. I think most of you work. Yeah, I woke up, I edited the DxD video, got it done. Still got some other stuff to do once I'm done with this. I'm gonna eat some pizza. Might play Marvel Rivals. I played it for the first time Monday. It's okay. I don't think it's a bad game. It's also free, so I have no reason to complain. I did, however, watch, I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning. I watched Interstellar at an IMAX yesterday. Greatest experience of my life. Best movie experience, at least. That was amazing. My chair was rumbling. They had the volume up so fucking loud. So there's a scene when it starts where Matthew McConaughey's character is in this. It's a spaceship basically. It's flying into the stratosphere. And so you got all the fucking wind hitting it, and our seats were rattling from the noise volume. It was insane. Great experience. Totally recommend it. It was like a 4D experience half the time. Plus that soundtrack's amazing. It really sounds great in a theater. What would help with your production? Gear time or help? Definitely help. I'm a full-time creator now, for now at least, as long as I can do it. And so I make enough to basically get by. I have like some things going into savings, most of it's paying needs and stuff, and a little bit for wants every month. So I kind of have to just keep going on my own. It'll eventually, I assume, keep raising like the income level, and then I can probably look into. I want to get an editor first, somebody that can help me edit. And it's which is kind of hard because you have things you want to do your way, and it's hard to get people to understand. Like, I don't know, art's kind of ambiguous and it's hard to teach, so you're kind of reliant on that own person's like ear, I guess is the word for it, or their eye. That's how people say it in like the art creative world. Like this guy's got an eye for that or an ear for this. So you're kind of relying on them. You can make some tweaks at the end, but yeah, you got to teach them. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money too to hire an editor, a good editor. I'm not gonna do like a Fiverr editor. It's be like somebody that's like, okay, you're like full time with me, so I got to make at least double what I make now, which would make sense. And I don't know how appealing that would be because like it's not that much money right now. Uh, it's just enough. Especially I'm in America. I'm under 25, so I'm still on my family's health insurance, and I got till 25. Like if I had to pay for my own health insurance, I would not have any money going into savings right now. Health insurance is a fucking ripoff in the United States. Crazy amount of money has to go into that. It's not controlled well. But yeah, a team. A team would be the best way to help with production. I'm also like I'm an okay editor. I think I'm decent. I know there's people way better than me out there. They could definitely add something to the mix. They put money into it. Oh, we're talking about Netflix again. They allocated in the wrong ways, specifically not paying the animation teams. Yeah, that's also a problem in Japan. They don't like animators don't make a ton of money. The higher ups always do. That's capitalism, baby. There's no trickle down economics here. Yeah, I think they're. I don't know. You're basically reliant on management being like, we will take less of pay to equalize more money to the animation people. They're doing everything. They're doing the labor. All you do is sit there and watch them, and then confirm that they're doing their work. But yet they still get more money than the people that actually do the labor. I think they should get paid the same, but that's probably not going to happen because the management gets to decide where the money goes. Yeah, allocation's always a terrible problem in like creative spheres. If you work for like, so I'm alone. I get paid directly from YouTube. They take a ton of fucking money from me, like ad rev. It's like a weird split. You don't, but they also, host the program and everything. So that, and they do a lot of stuff. But let's say, for the sake of argument, like you're on a Vivo team for a music person on YouTube. So they get the money from YouTube, all the ad rev. You're not going to see a lot of it if you're like an editor for them or something. Yeah, a lot of these creative teams, like in Hollywood and stuff, they don't always get that much money down. You have to get a lot of, I guess, power in this in the industry. That's why big directors can get a lot of money, or big actors, because the project's reliant on them and they can argue for it. But if you can't argue for it, they're just gonna underpay you. It's awful, but it's just how it is. Add link click to the watch list. Link click. Okay. It's a web series. All right. I think I've seen this before. I've never watched it, but I've seen stuff. It's from Bilibili, the Chinese animation studio, right? Or the host. It's like Crunchyroll, but for China, right? Is this Chinese? Chinese webtoon? Yeah, it is. Cool. Okay. Let's start Sokka Roth IRA. That's always an option. Yeah, the thing is, since I don't know what like the future holds for this channel and for everything, um, it's kind of like, do I set up an Roth IRA? Do I just like invest my savings into stocks and bonds? Like, what's the best strategy? Because I think if you have an IRA, you can only make a certain amount of money, up to a certain amount of money, I think, or maybe I'm wrong. That's Social Security. I know that for sure. You have to pay into it anyway. Like, oh, also awful. Since I am like my own business, technically, I'm like a sole proprietor. I have to pay double Medicare and Social Security. So I pay like 15.7% of my income goes to Social Security and Medicare, which isn't bad. Like I understand those things are good, but I get doubled on it, and it's the extra half is deductible on your taxes, so it kind of balances out. But when like I only make enough to like get by, it's a lot of money. If I was a lot bigger, I wouldn't care because all of my needs are taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. So, but right now it's awful. I think maybe next year or this year it'll be better. It won't be as bad. But yeah. Plus, luckily I was in college last year the whole time, so things are a little cheaper here, except for tuition. That wasn't cheap. College student loans suck. They do. Unavoidable because it's so expensive. What's my best overall anime? I don't know. I like Monogatari a lot, but it's not for everyone. That'd be my number one. But I think everyone should watch Serial Experiments Lain. Everyone should watch Perfect Blue and Furikuri. And Evangelion's up there. I also like Bocchi no Rock. That's one of my 10 out of 10s. I don't know if anyone's seen that. It was pretty big when it came out. This show. Amazing show. Probably one of my favorite like slice of life style shows. What state am I in? The great state of Illinois. Got my 5% state tax. It's not that bad. It's a lot of money, but it's not that bad. I think if you pay state taxes, the government's a little nicer to you on federal taxes. I'm not a tax expert. I send my money to an accountant, or sorry, my taxes to an accountant, and I will willingly pay that bill because it is confusing. And I have like all these 1099s come in from like YouTube gives a 1099, Patreon gives a 1099, and then if I do a sponsorship, those are 1099s. And they all come in January. I've just been sending my accountant like, here's 1099s. They just keep coming. I'm sorry, I thought I had them all. Yeah, taxes suck. I wish they just told you what you owed. It'd be nice, but I get that like America has a big deductible system where it's like if I spent like $7,000 in the business, then that's not like income, and so they wouldn't know that unless I told them that. So it kind of makes sense that we have to report around, but it like forces you to have to get an accountant. And like, what if you can't afford to pay an accountant? I guess TurboTax is nice. I think most people use that, but it doesn't always catch everything that you could use. So yeah, I just go to. I'm from a small town. I don't live there anymore, but it's really close. It's within an hour, so I just drive back there. There's an accountant there that we know. She's a friend to my family, and so it's pretty cheap. It's not like super cheap, but it's worth the price for how much I don't have to do with the paperwork. So how much do you need to pay an editor? It depends. It depends on their skill set, what they want, money wise. But like, if I had a full-time editor, they would cost a lot of money. But you got to think about like if that's the only thing they're doing, like their only income to live is from you. I'd have to make at least double what I make because I only make enough to support myself right now. So if I was gonna have to support an editor full time, it'd be like at least, I don't know, 40 grand probably that you would have to pay them. But obviously you're paying them by work, so they're probably gonna work over what 40 grand's worth. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. You have to think about like how much you're paying them per day for their work and how many days they're working for you. That would be how you have to do it. But yeah, I mean, editors are expensive, rightfully so, because they do a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, I can edit my own stuff right now, and the only thing it sucks is that I can't upload as often as I could if I did have an editor. But I mean, that just comes with time. So I'm satisfied where I'm at right now. I don't mind editing; it's fun. Sometimes you have to power through it, like everything, but yeah, it's fun. I like it. Plenty of time to grow the channel, increase revenue to the point where a team makes sense. Yeah, Acorn, totally. No rush. I'm just making vids for you guys. Gonna keep doing it. Do you think YouTube anime community is dying or rising? When I started, so I started doing. I've liked anime before. It was like a fad, not a fad. Maybe it's like a pop culture thing now. I don't know the terminology to dissect. Like when is it considered not a fad anymore? But I would say it's probably growing still. It grew a lot during COVID, so I wanted to do anime stuff. Ironically, I made a DxD video for my first anime video, and I was like, okay, I want to do anime. At that point, it wasn't like this super big thing. It was starting to happen, but it wasn't to that point yet. And then it just started when I was doing it. That didn't make any sense. When I started doing it, it got way bigger. So I'd say it's still growing on YouTube, but I'd have to look at the numbers to make sure. Index fund is usually the safest. Yeah, those are pretty good. Yeah, because you can kind of offset the risk with like a couple dozen stocks. Black Lagoon is amazing. Yep. Azumanga Daioh. Oh, no. Free story for you. Actually, I've never said this, or maybe I have. Azumanga was my first anime ever. I watched it in 6th grade. I didn't know what anime was yet. I found it. This is crazy. I found it. I don't even know if Crunchyroll was a thing when I was in 6th grade. It might have been coming up, like it wasn't known at all. But I was watching episodes on YouTube. Like, there's this thing that people used to do. I think they still do it, where they'll put like a third of an episode into one video, and they'll be like part 1, part 2, part 3, and it'll be in a playlist, and you can go watch them all. And it used to. I don't know if it does anymore. It used to avoid copyright and like avoid being striked. So that's how I found Azumanga Daioh. And it was funny as shit. I want to rewatch it now because it's been a while. It's been years. I just remember it being really funny, and then I watched Love Live. Quite the thing to get into anime. Quite the way to get into anime. What happened to the cooking with socks vids? Yeah, those are I can show you. They're on YouTube still. So during the summer last year, I made the executive decision, just based off that they should go on a different channel because they're different than what I was doing here. So I put them on my other channel, which I plan to grow, but obviously like this is the focus. And I don't always have a lot of time on my hands. So I want to grow this. It might happen later on. If you go here, go down, there's this channel. So this is like everything that's not anime, or it might be anime related, like watching bad live actions. Yeah, the Sock Sensei cooking videos, I moved them here just because I felt it worked better. I want to make more. It's just hard to like get time to do it since I work so much on this channel, but I do plan to do more in the future. It's a busy time for me right now, let me tell you. I'm moving in 4 months. I graduate in 4 months. I get married in 6 months, and I'm going to Japan in 7 months. So it's a lot of preparation, and I want to make sure I have enough videos planned, so when I'm going to Japan for 3 weeks, that there's like a buffer, so that you guys don't have something to watch. I don't want to have that happen. So the buffer's been made. I've passed it, so now I'm working to make sure that 3 videos come out a month. That's my goal now, and to keep the buffer up to July, because I got to work through moving. I got to work through getting married. Then we leave. So yeah, it's I'm not super stressed about it, but yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm not stressed about graduating, that's for sure. That'll just be something off my plate. I have to do like homework and stuff just in odd hours, Like I'll be like, I got all my stuff done for today, and it's like, all right. I play Warzone with my dad on Thursdays, or at least I hope to this week. We couldn't last week. There's a conflict, but so I usually am like, all right, we get on at 8:30. It's 8 o'clock. I got 30 minutes. I can bang out like a coding assignment real quick. So taxes suck, but the rebates are worth the whole hassle. Yeah, I want my money back. I want to get my money back. I don't know if I'm gonna get money back because I do this thing, like if you're self-employed, when you have an employer, they hold your taxes, and that's how my life was like up to the point where I was doing YouTube. They want you to pay like 4 times a year in these little payments, and you have to guess, especially with like YouTube, you don't know how much you're making a year. It's not like a salary, so you have to estimate how much to hold and stuff. So yeah, I might not get any money back, which is fine as long as I don't have to pay more. I'm happy. Thought of hiring somebody to help you make more content, like a writer, actor. Yeah, I like the writing part. I like to put stuff in my own words. So some people have problems where this isn't calling anyone out, but people get writers and they use like AI or Wikipedia, and then they're kind of at risk of being what is it? You steal somebody's work. Plagiarizing. Yeah, plagiarism. I've just seen that on YouTube, that some people are dealing with that. I try to avoid that. Everyone knows where the anime comes from that I use for clips, and most of the studios are okay with it. Most of the ones I've seen. They didn't want me using Death Note, so I didn't use any animation clips for that one. Yeah, I like acting. I've acted in a film, a short film. I co-wrote it and co-directed it. It was a good time. I don't know if you guys have seen it. L'Ombre du Passé. It's on like the More from the Sensei playlist. It's like a noir. It was fun to make. We did it with a bunch of like friends and like students we met here at college. Good time. I didn't know Crunchyroll started out as a pirate site. That's interesting information. With the quality of your content, you're sure to keep growing. I hope so. That's the goal. First you watched anime, I watched the dub. Okay. The one thing I have to criticize is Hillbilly Osaka. I don't know what that is. Congratulations on everything. How exciting this year will be for you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm becoming a full adult. What's my major and do I need a tutor? No, I don't need a tutor. And no, my major is creative technologies, so think like editing programs, graphic design programs, 3D modeling, coding, like web design coding. Not like, we don't do Python and stuff. We do like HTML and C++, no, CSS. I don't think we're doing C++. What's the other ones? Java and JavaScript. Use those. Those are probably the two that are most useful. It's like HTML stuff's pretty automated now, and we don't have to mess with it, but still learn it, I guess. I stayed in a mud hut was peak content. Also, congrats on getting married. Wish you a happy marriage. Thank you. It's I've had the same girlfriend for 7 years. We met in high school, so it's just basically, it's like, yeah, might as well get married. We've been together this long. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited to go to Japan. I'm gonna buy like a camcorder, like an old one. I want to record it just for fun. I'll probably upload that to the other channel. It'll just be, we're going to, I can show you on a map actually. Be seeing you, time to work. Much love from Texas. Good luck, man. Enjoy your work, Thread. Or Third. I think that's how you say it. I envy you for all using AI for your homework. Back in my day, we had to use books and man, you tell me. I know what you're talking about, because my entire high school life I had to rely on Google to help me through my classes. Now I can ask an AI, what's this question? What does it mean? Which is interesting. Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't DDoS myself because Google Maps be like that sometimes. I haven't seen Vinland Saga. I plan to watch it soon for a video though. Is there any way the US will automize the whole tax thing anytime soon? I don't know. I don't really think they plan to because they make a lot of money from people that underpay or forget to pay, stuff like that. They make a lot of money off them, so they probably want to avoid automatizing it because then they won't make that like extra interest money. They don't always care about people, let's be honest. All right, so this is Japan. I assume you guys have seen this before. So I'm flying into here to Tokyo, and then we're gonna take the train. We're gonna go to Kanazawa, which is a great place. My cousin worked here. He was a teacher, English teacher. So I asked him for some advice on where we should go and look at. And then I want to go to Shirakawa because it's like a heritage site and it looks pretty cool, cool architecture. But then we're gonna go through there and we're gonna stay, yeah, Takayama right here. Cool city, has access to a lot of cool stuff. Then we're gonna go to Osaka. Actually, we're gonna go to Kyoto first, but we're going to Osaka. I want to go to this place. I forget what it's called. Roppongi, I think that's the name. Yeah. So we're gonna go to Kyoto first, stay at like a ryokan. Then we're gonna go hike Mount Fuji, which is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, right here. We're staying in Shimoshida, which is right here. Shimoyoshida. And then they have a bus and you can get to, where's the third Subaru line? Maybe it's the fifth. Yeah, we're gonna get here. It's gonna bus us to here and then we can climb up the rest of the way. And then we're gonna go back down and go into town. And then we're gonna go to Hakone, which is, it's right about here. Huh. Somewhere over here. Oh, there it is. It's smaller. Big onsen place. Pretty cool. Then we're gonna go back to Tokyo to spend like the last few days there. I think four days. Good trip. I like traveling. I also like to travel for cheap. I like to find places that I don't know, feel a little more homey. I don't like the super wealthy shit that's like expensive. One, I can't afford that, but two, it's just like not as fun. Like in we did the journey to the west and stuff. I wanted to stay like camp places, stay in unique places that are different, like the Hobbit Hole, the Mud Hut. I think those are way more interesting. You get like a bigger experience than staying at like a, I don't know, like a fucking hotel. Like we obviously stayed at hotels half our time, cause like one time we were going into Colorado. Let me show you. I can fucking show you where it is. I will never go to this area again. So here it is. This is Colorado, right? We're coming from the east and we're coming in. So we get on the interstate, we're coming down, and Denver's here. We're up here, and there's nothing. We were in the national grassland right here. And there's signs saying there's not any gas stations, anything, for 80 miles. And so we fill up, we get out here. There is nothing out here. And we were supposed to camp in let's say our camp's right here. We were going to it and we get, let's use, there must be a road somewhere. Yeah, let's use this road. Let's say we're going on this road. It didn't look like that though. Let me just look up Crow Valley real quick. I can show you exactly where it is. Oh, it came up. Yeah. I was a little off my placement. So, yeah, okay. Denver's here. We're coming in from over here, and we're going to Crow Valley. And we're going down this road here. Really easy. It's like a highway road, but there's nothing out here. And so, yeah, this is the first gas station in a while, and it's like an old gas station. I don't think it had any pumps. It might have, but I didn't see him. So there's this road right here. This road should take us to Crow Valley Campground, which is where we're staying. Really cool looking little grassland area. Real quaint. I guess they have a liquor store here, which is funny as shit. This road is closed. This road is not open at all. We couldn't get in there. So we like backpedaled out to here because all of these roads were closed. And then we started going down like a dirt road. Yeah, this one. We were on this road. Took it down. Fucking impossible to cross right here. This just drops down. There's no way to fucking get down that. It's like a roller coaster down. So we were in a sedan. We had to back out and get the fuck out of there. No way to get Crow Valley. We had to go to Denver and stay the night at a hotel. So that was an interesting experience. You wouldn't get that if you didn't try to camp in the great out west. Do I know how to speak and read Japanese? I do. I'm not native level, but I can speak all I need to like get through if I was to live there or something. So I'm working on it. I'm still learning. I probably know 1,000 as like half of the kanji you're supposed to know. About 1,000 to 1,200 probably. Vinland video would be amazing. Yeah, it'll come when it comes. Try capsule hotels. I would, but I'm traveling with my wife. My wife then, not my fiance anymore. I don't really want to stay in a capsule hotel with her. If I was traveling alone, I probably would. We're staying in ryokans and they're pretty cheap, especially given like we're in America. A lot of shit's expensive as fuck. The comparison to hotel prices and like ryokan prices is pretty reasonable compared to like a standard hotel here, so it's not that bad. The hardest part about getting to Japan, if you ever want to go, is getting an airline ticket because it's so expensive. That was the most expensive part of the trip. Granted, we're there for 23 days, so it's pretty expensive overall, but it's like the whole train system that we're using for 23 days. I did the math because they have a website for this. They have a website for everything, or not a website, but a thing for everything. It's like $300 to go around for 23 days, basically transportation for the whole time. So yeah, I mean, that's really good, especially compared to here. And food's pretty cheap. Yeah, the stays aren't that bad. They're a little more expensive than like compared, like food and transportation's really cheap there. Stays, it depends where you are, and especially like how big the place is you want or whatever. You want a hotel, ryokan, you want to stay on an Airbnb. It's all reasonably priced though. Your school's English teacher. You were your school's English teacher. One of your teachers didn't speak English. You were the one who spoke English in my new school in Mexico, and I just taught everyone slick. Of course you did. That's what every high schooler does. Will I make a video on Bleach? I don't know what I would talk about. Do you have ideas? Kamakura is near Tokyo as well and is basically a tiny Kyoto and isn't super crowded. Kanagawa Prefecture Museum of Cultural History. Yeah, I've heard about the Kanazawa Museum. Okay, Kamakura, I've heard that. Isn't it is it part of Tokyo, Greater Tokyo? No, I don't think so. It's definitely close though. San Juan del Rio, my native land, so that's why nobody knew English. Never got caught. San Juan, where is that? So Mexico. Is that north or south? What part of Mexico? Probably the plot. Yeah, I'd have to watch it. I don't know. Sometimes there's not much to talk about with plot. Like to add to it, it would just be regurgitating. You make a video on lost media? Maybe. You spoke Norse, Anglo-Saxon, and Elvish. I don't even know you could. I bet I'm not surprised there's an Elvish language out there. Oh, are you talking about lost media in general? Are you talking about like the creepypasta stuff? There's anime I wanted to cover that's fake. It doesn't exist. That's like that. It's a lost media story. I'd be interested in doing that. Yeah. Are there any anime voice actors you follow or are interested in? Yeah, I can show you. I got my favorite list over here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but here. These guys. You probably can't tell just from a face, but you might. Alright. I forgot Sea Dog. Is he on here? Would he be on anime list? Or Annie list? I know he's like done some dubbing, but Kaiki is kawaii. Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. Would I make a video about Sonic lore? I don't know, maybe. Maybe one day. This doesn't fit in the anime thing too well right now. Older animes are disappearing. What do you mean by that? Like off of sites? Because that's kind of true. There's not as many it's harder to find an older anime. I'm actually curious now. Oh yeah. So this is the guy that does Araagi. I'm a big fan of his. There's Levi as well. Yeah, he just has a good voice to him. And then this girl does, I think she's like Yor and everything. Yeah, she's Yor. It's like Shinobu. Yeah. This person is. She might be Hitagi. Oh yeah. I don't know. I must have just liked her voice. That's how most of these guys get on here. But yeah, I like their voice. Put them on here. I mean, this guy's like Dio and people like that. Zeke did Zeke Yeager. Yeah. This guy is what does he do? Suzaku. Oh, what's his face? Kinjaku? Yeah. Ghetto. It's Ghetto. Yep, good voice. What's this guy? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I like this guy's voice too. Oh yeah, he does Kogami in Psycho-Pass. This is Nanami. Nanami's voice actor. He has some other roles that are of note. Try to look through these. This is who is this? It's Lei's voice actor. Yeah. She's good too. I like her. Those are mine. What's the discussion? They were asking if I followed any voice actors. Those are the ones I follow. Like if they're in something, I want to usually watch it. Oh, he is listed on Mal? I didn't know. I was curious if he was. I didn't know if they put dub. I guess they fucking Christian Bale here. He's a dub actor. first guy. Is Connor under Sea Dog or his actual name? I bet he's under his actual name. Yeah. Connor. I don't know how to say his Welsh name. Welsh YouTuber. He joined Joey and Garnt. Yep. And making trash taste. Pretty cool. I need to ask Garnt. I'm nowhere near big enough. I've considered the idea. I floated the idea of moving to Japan a couple of years from now, and I need to figure out some of the things that Garnt does in Japan to get like anime clips, because I'm not sure the way I do it would fly in Japan. So I gotta get some confirmation on that. But honestly, I have a couple of years before I need to actually like reach out to him. It's hard to reach out to YouTubers, I'll be honest with you. Even like I'm like the size I am, but unless they know you, they're probably not gonna respond. Just because I'm sure their fucking emails and their DMs are flooded. And I'm not as big enough of a presence to where they're gonna accidentally hear about me. I would be surprised if they've seen one of my videos, but hopefully one day they get to know who I am, so I can ask. I need to ask Garnt questions on how he gets his clips. I need to know. Is Annulus better than Mal? Personally, I think it's less toxic, so that's why I use it. Haibane Denmei is ready. The video is all done. You can go watch it on Patreon if you're a Patreon member right now. But it'll come out in a month on YouTube. It'll come out in a month. There's 3 videos planned to come out before it. Yeah. So look forward to it. It's a good video. I'm actually really proud of that one. I'm proud of most of the videos I make. Obviously, if I was gonna put it out, I'll be like, this is good. But obviously over time, you don't always like the content that you made in the past. Like you'd want to change it in certain ways, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for people to see Haibane Denmei. It was a lot of fun to talk about because there's a lot of like leaving it up to interpretation for you. But there's also a lot of stuff that it's pretty much hinted at that that's what it is. There was a lot of discussions online because obviously if I'm gonna make a video making sense of an anime, I'll look into other people's interpretations. Also, I'll make my own because I don't want to be influenced by what other people are saying right away. I'll make my own interpretation originally, and then I'll look into what are other people interpreting, because then I can kind of like, I like this, what this person is interpreting. I don't think it's entirely right, and I'll kind of switch it. Like but for Haibane Denmei's sake, there's this idea around the characters that there's this certain thing that contributes to their existence, and this guy online applied it to everyone, and my interpretation before I saw that was that it applied to 2 people specifically, and there's traits for why. So I didn't agree to the fact that he thought like everyone had this happen. I'm like, no, it has to just be these 2 people, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So yeah, sometimes I enjoy looking at the discussions online about it. I'd like to do it to a point where we get a Reddit thing going, like the Sensei Reddit thing, and when I'm gonna talk about an anime, I can make a discussion thread and be like, what do you guys think about this? And then I can scale what you guys think about it if you guys have watched it. And that's also get you involved in making opinions and stuff. And then yeah, that'll help me also. It's like an easy way to access other people's opinions on something. Because I think it's always like when I make a video and I'm like, this is making sense of blank. There's probably things I could have added later. Like I think that on Evangelion. I think there's more to it than what I said there. Because new experiences and different opinions always open your mind and open your thoughts, as long as you're willing to do it. People that are like more conservative tend to think their way is right, their way of thinking is right, and there's no other way to do it. But people who are very like open to other thoughts and like opinions, yeah, can usually, they'll transform over life on how they think of things. It's kind of scary that some people are scared of like the belief that your opinions aren't finalized, like they're not solidified. They can change. That scares people, because then they're like, well, if nothing's certain, then how do I know I'm gonna do anything right? Like, you don't. Have I watched the Medaka box? No, I haven't. Don't know if you get any views, but doing a piece on voice actors you enjoy could be something if you're ever short on ideas. That is interesting. That's actually a good idea. I'm trying to see, I'm floating a new video style out with, I'm doing a video on Hayao Miyazaki, and depending on how that does, I'll probably do more of those. So those are like director, writer roles, like creator roles. So those people are well known, like Hideki Anno for Evangelion, Abe for Lane, Technolize, and Aibani Renmei. He's pretty interesting how he like creates his characters. But yeah, those are like the three guys I have in mind right now to do a video on. They're directors predominantly. So Shinzo Abe, not that Abe, different Abe. It's like Yoshitabe or something. I forget his first name. Shinzo, not I could do a piece on Shinzo and his interesting politics. Not a terrible guy, but you follow some of the American voice actors. There's a lot of reuse. There's this one guy specifically I'm thinking of that plays Spike. He's in a ton of anime, and he was definitely done during the era where there was way less voice actors, so he just played a ton of roles. He also played Shinji, which if you've heard his voice, he doesn't really have the voice for it. I don't really like Shinji's voice in the dub. It's like too kiddish, even though, you know, because I mean the voice actor that does him in Japan's I think she's non-binary. I don't think she goes like they them kind of person. But she has a very raspy voice with him. She gives him a little more depth versus the English dub. It's like super high pitched, not to that level. I can't really do it right because I'm not like a trained voice actor. It's got more high notes to it. Aibani Renmei has a good soundtrack. He really did fit the show. You could try talking to him in chat when he's live. He's pretty responsive. Oh, that's true. I forgot Gart streams. That's true. Yeah, maybe I'll ask him. Maybe I'll go into his streams. I think, does he have like a normal stream schedule, or does he kind of just go live whenever? What's my favorite JoJo part? This is what's the word? Hot take, because most people don't agree with me, but I think JoJo Part 2 is the best part. Animated right now. I think Steel Ball Run will be a contender for me. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Part 2. It's just so ridiculous. And then what part is it? It's Part 4. Part 4 is really good. Diamonds Unbreakable, I think, is the one. Reach out to Muden. He's the editor of all the Trash Taste guys, and he just moved to Japan also. I didn't know Muden. Okay, I didn't know he did that for them. Well, shit. Damn, he's editing all their videos? That's fucking crazy. That's a lot of work. Aibani Renmei has a lot of religious influence in its symbols. I should definitely reach out to Muden. He'd know. He'd probably know as well. It's probably easy to reach out to him. Yeah, Haibani does have a lot of religious influences. Most of it is Shinto and Buddhist related, but it's not directly. I guess the better word to say is it's spiritually influenced. But the guy that has designed all this stuff, it's kind of similar to Evangelion, where he's like, yeah, like the angels and like kind of Christian like terminology stuff. They just use because it looked cool. So it doesn't have like a direct influence. Like it's not trying to preach like Christianity or something. It's more like an afterlife story. That's I guess how I would put it. It's not tied down to a religion. It's not trying to preach a gospel, I guess is the word for it. Knowing how cults producing anime affected the industry. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Tell me, with the Shinzo Abe moon cult. What in the world, JB? The Shinzo Abe moon cult. Mooney's church. You weren't kidding. This is a real thing. Holy fuck. This is insane. Look at this. What is this? Where do these guys get this fucking rifle? They're in Japan, aren't they? Unification Church. This I don't know. This doesn't look like it's in Japan. Maybe it is. Can't be. The Moon Sons. Oh man, this is fucking weird, dude. Thank you for telling me about this. I'm gonna be looking this up later. Wow. Good old Shinzo. Yeah, he was a big advocate for he's the guy that got assassinated. I think he was an advocate for, what was it? He was trying to remilitarize Japan, I'm pretty sure. Allegedly. I don't remember if that's correct. Looked at the art now. Does Haibani Deme have the same vibe lane? Oh yeah. Same character designer. He did that one in Technolize. I'm fact checking myself. Yeah, he was the one that wanted to militarize Japan. Garn doesn't have a schedule. Okay, so he just kind of goes live. When you were a teen, anime is considered weird. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell my friends I watched anime for a long time. They teased me the fuck out of it. I'm from a small town. But that's kind of just what we do in our friend group. It wasn't a big deal if they found out. They found out, some of them found out pretty soon. They don't care. They just teased me about it. But then some of them watch anime. That was the funny part. We just tease each other anyway. Thank you, Paint-Based Punk, for being a fellow Part 2 lover. Most people get pissed when I say that. Like, why is Part 3 your favorite? Like, mine's Part 5, or mine's... Or sorry, Part 2's your... Why is Part 2 your favorite? People say Part 5 a lot. Well, I don't think Part 3 is the best. Anybody that says that hasn't actually watched JoJo, in my opinion. Not to shit on you if you're a Part 3 fan, but... So long. Part 2 is a pretty wacky adventure. Part 4 took a more laid-back slice of life. Yeah, they're always different from each other, which makes it interesting. Search Happy Science. Oh boy. 2 other cults. Happy Science made 7 anime movies. That's interesting. Is this like Scientology, Happy Science? Alright. Let's see. Research in human happiness. Okay. This is always interesting. I knew like Japan did have some kind of cult scene, because it's always referenced in some animes that they have a cult scene. I have never seen. I would have never seen any of these. This is the equivalent of I grew up Catholic. This is the equivalent of like the Veggie Tales shit we used to watch. Just like some propaganda for the church stuff. Happy Science is the reason for the 3 biggest anime studio. What anime studio do they fund? You'll have to get back to me on that. I can't find it. Alright, what was this other one? Omshin Nikyo. Interesting. Guy looks interesting too. Holy fuck. He doesn't shave. Are these guys militarized? What's this? Alright. The cult at the end of the world. Hey man, wherever you go, there's always cults. America's got some crazy cults too. Another Happy Science actually made their own anime as religious libel for their leader, who's now dead. That's crazy. Yeah, JB's a whistleblower apparently. He's gonna tell us everything about Japan's cults and how they're related to the government. For going off on Abe, he also denied the things Japan did in the prisoners in World War II. I've heard about that. Indonesian grandpas back then and survived. He's been a Holocaust denier. He'd be a Holocaust denier if he lived in the U.S. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough shit. America's not always good at what is it? Recognizing your war crimes. Because they did war crimes. Japan did. Yeah, it's how do you hold them accountable? That's kind of the question. I don't have the answer. Yeah, they walked back, I think, with Abe, didn't they? Because before they didn't recognize fully the extent of their war crimes, but they at least were honest with like part of it. They're like, yeah, we did some bad things. Because Miyazaki was pretty criticizing of the Japanese government for not recognizing everything. Like, you guys want to go down a dark hole of World War II history, or like Comfort Woman for the Japanese soldiers. That's some fucked up shit that they did, and they deny that shit. I don't remember. I think it might have been a walk back scenario. I don't remember if they gave them reparations. I think that's the word for it. I can't remember. They don't fully recognize or acknowledge what they did. But yeah, US does that too. It's kind of shitty. As a citizen, you can't really do anything. But I guess I'm slowly getting a voice on a platform to where I could advocate for it, but I don't think I'd ever be big enough to where anyone would give a shit, like who's politically involved. But yeah. You can join Happy Science. They have a church in California, New York. Of course they do. I'd hate to say it. You know what? This is a good idea. This is a good video idea. I'm not doing it at the level I'm at now. Let's say this channel takes off. I can get an editor and I can also pursue other video styles. I would love to do a thing, an investigative journalism type thing, where I join the Happy Science Church. Obviously, I would also have to make sure they don't make me sign shit that makes it impossible to get out of, because that's what Scientology does, and I'm not fucking with that. But if it's easy to get in and like try to record some of it, I would want to do it. That'd be interesting. Hopefully they wouldn't do anything to me if I did that. But that's investigative journalism, taking risks to show the world some real stuff. Love Love for part two. Thank you, Paint Based. Watched only a few of your videos yet, but they are pretty well made. You surely understand anime. Oh, you're German. I love Germany, dude. I want to go there soon. Maybe next year. If you have any recommendations on where to go. My friend's going this summer, but obviously I couldn't go because I'm going to Japan this summer. But yeah, Germany's a fucking cool place. Cheddar, you're gonna go sign up for us. Make sure you record things. I wanna see this. Send it to the Discord. We can go and analyze your footage and find out what they're about. Yeah, war crimes are important to be talked about, even though the governments will not acknowledge them. I've played Elden Ring. I've played it 5 times now. That might be accurate. I have it on PlayStation and my PC, so I played it both on those. I played the DLC once. I wanna play it again. I'd play it on Twitch, just for the fuck of it, if you guys wanted to watch. But yeah, I love those games. Dark Souls was like, I think the first game I don't count Call of Duty because I feel like everyone goes through a Call of Duty phase, but I think Dark Souls was my first game I got into. I'm like, this is like the creme de la creme. This is my favorite. FromSoft is such a good company. Really big fan of theirs. Channel 5 News. What is Channel 5 up to nowadays? I got a YouTube channel. Is this the one you're talking about? Yeah, he's in there. He's deep. He doesn't fucking care what happens to him. I have a bit to live for. I have a fiance that would get really pissed off if I got myself in a scenario that I got myself killed in. But yeah. Gatekeeping your favorite anime. I'm sorry. Alright. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, Steez, bro. My favorite anime is Monogatari. But I mean, like, I have a few favorite anime. There's Monogatari, there's Lane, there's Bocchi no Rock, Furikuri, Code Geass is up here, Evangelion. Yeah. Perfect Blue is a great anime movie, though, if you have never seen it. That's amazing. Great anime. Go to Munich? Okay. Yeah, I've heard things about it. Good things. My friend's going Germany to Czechoslovakia. Is that what? Because Czech Republic doesn't exist anymore, right? No, it is Czech Republic now. Okay, or Czechia. It's not Slovakia anymore. All right. Somebody's gonna need to help me. Who's more in tune with current day Europe? So Czechia, the Czech Republic. Oh, okay. It used to be Czechoslovakia, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, must have been a war at some point. What is this? Kaliningrad? Is this occupied by someone else? Is this Russian? Huh. Do I speak Japanese? Yes. I'm not native by any means, but enough to like do everything you need to do in modern life. Oh, you're going to Japan in October? It's a better time than July, let me tell you that, which is when I'm going. July is hot as fuck. October should be reasonable. It should be nice. Chad, you like Dark Souls games? Yes, sir. They're some of the best ones you can play out there, in my opinion. They're always fun to play. Are you telling me Happy Science released a documentary? I need to watch that at some point. I wonder if that's copyright material. I wonder if we can watch that on Twitch or something. Everything Satoshi Kon made was peak. For the name, I'm gonna re-educate myself. Oh, Paprika, Perfect Blue, Paranoia Agent, gonna do that soon. Okay, yeah, these are our bangers. Holy fuck. He's got a big library. People in Munich are one of the most welcoming people in Germany by far. Well, that makes it definitely worthwhile to go to. Did it take me long to learn? Must have been a war at some point. Yeah, that's a bit strong of a comment. I didn't think about it. Yeah, it definitely was. Did it take me long to learn? I'm still learning. So yeah, there's a good, you know, the what is it called? Like a bell curve chart. I'm gonna use this as like a way of explaining what it's like. So when you first learn Japanese, this is, let's call this graph. Let's pretend this is like your let's pretend this is how hard it is to learn. So like when you start, this isn't a good graph for that. Hold on. I'm pulling up Photoshop to do this. It doesn't make sense. I used the wrong thing to explain this. While this boots up, let's see. I should watch Shigurui? Okay, I'll look into that. Explaining what happened there in a live stream comment is asking for trouble. Oh, okay. Channel 5 released a document. Okay. I want to download Dark Souls so I can play 2. Any pointers? Use a broadsword when you first play the game. It's easy to learn. And what else? Yeah, don't get too stressed or frustrated. It's really hard at first. Play the Dark Souls 3 first. That's the best one in terms of game bounce. Dark Souls 1 and 2 are for like people who are hardcore fans, I'd say, because they're a little more like clunky and shit, and it's like they're kind of trying to figure out how they're gonna make their games. So I was too hot in September was an OG plan because your birthday, okay, but didn't want to go at the height of the rainy season. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so learning Japanese, it's kind of like this. Where's my pen? So when you first start, there's like, oh, I'm on white. That's probably why. When you first start, it's pretty hard. So like, let's say that's the hill you got to get over first. And this is like learning kanji, not kanji. This is like learning katakana and hiragana, which are the like broken down alphabets. And then it gets pretty easy for a bit. Like you're learning really fast, like all this grammar and shit, and you're like, oh shit, this is really fun. And then you start hitting this big hill, which is called the kanji hill. This is what I call it, and it's brutal. This is where I'm at right now. I've only learned like, I'd estimate 1,200 kanji. They say there's like 2,600 in everyday Japanese. Like, oh, you need to know these kanji to get around. Like, I don't know all those. So when I'm at subways this summer or train stations, I'm gonna be pulling out the phone to make sure I'm looking at the right kanji for a certain city, because they use really older, like not as often used kanji sometimes. So anyway, I'm here, not here. That's a lie. I'd be over the hump. I'm like here. I'm getting up the hill. Grammar's probably my least strong suit because I don't get to talk in it a lot. Most of mine is reading and learning new kanji and stuff. The grammar's pretty easy to grasp, and then it gets a little difficult when you're trying to learn the more subtle grammar, especially the stuff that doesn't have a direct grammar comparison to English or whatever language you know. Those are the most difficult part. But yeah, once you get over here, it's bliss. You learn all the kanji, and you get some dialogue practice. It's fucking easy. But yeah, this is like, most people get over this hump, I'd say, if they're really committed to it. But it's the fact that you feel good and then you realize that you're like halfway. You got another big ass hill that's bigger. So yeah, I've been learning for 4 years. If that gives you any idea. My goal's to not, I know I'll probably never be native because that's really hard to reach. I would like to be close to native though, to where like I can have a good conversation with people in Japan. That'd be my goal. I lack the, like, if I was gonna have like emotional or like in-depth conversation, like, let's talk about how you feel. I'm lost. I have no hope. Where did I learn Japanese? I learned here at college. We had a program and it got cut, so then I had to teach myself. It didn't really get like fully cut, but so what happened was I did my first 2 years, and then my professors at the time, they were pretty old, they're retiring. The school didn't find new professors at first, so there was like a good gap year, and then they did find new professors, or one professor, but they couldn't teach the like 3 or 4 year classes, the third year classes, so they only teach the beginning classes because they just were overloaded. And so there was a full year where we couldn't take class, and they're like, okay, it might come back, it might not, we don't know. And so it was up in the air. I'm like, well, fuck, I just got to choose some other classes then. And then they ended up giving those, like right now they're having those classes, but I just didn't bother. I maybe should have, but I was also like, I need to focus on, like, Japanese takes, like, the classes take a lot of time, and I need to focus on YouTube. So I'm self-taught at this point. If you're looking to learn, definitely use WaniKani. This is free for the first 10 levels. I'm on level 17. There's 60 levels. There's a lot of content here. Use WaniKani to learn kanji and vocab. And radicals. Radicals are like what makes up kanji. These first 10 levels are free, and at every new year there's a lifetime like plan that's for sale for like $100, which is a good price if you want to go above level 10, because then you get all access to these levels. There is so much fucking content in this. Let me just show you. There's a way to do that. Actually, let me just show you. So I'm on level 16. It's like a memory teacher, right? So burned means like you've gotten it right through these levels, and they like send them to you at different intervals to make sure that you're learning it and it's going to be remembered. Burned means you've like pretty much fully remembered it. You can go and learn these again if you feel like you're forgetting some of them. You can press that. But yeah, like one level has a ton of content. This is all grammar, like our vocabulary words. And they give you, like context or sentences to learn, readings, stuff like that. Stuff to remember the readings with. The night meal is the meal you eat at night. Asa Gohan. Or, no, Bon Gohan. That's Asa Gohan's breakfast. There's 35 kanji in just this level. So think about all the kanji you're learning. So yeah, it's a good tool. Doesn't teach you like grammar. I would recommend WaniKani is owned by Kofugu. This site has a ton of grammar stuff, verb conjugation, all that stuff. So if you're trying to learn Japanese, Kofugu, WaniKani, great combo. If you have access to a class, those are always helpful, especially because like I could speak Japanese in class. We had people to talk to, so there's not really anybody to talk to in America who speaks Japanese, unless you go to an area with Japanese, which is what I did this summer. I went to Little Tokyo. I was actually going to use my Japanese on a cashier because I was checking out manga, and she like asked me if I could read it, and I like talked to her in Japanese, and then had a little conversation. And it was the classic Nihongo Jozu moment, because it's like I understood what she was saying, and so it was like I just gave a pretty easy response, just like, oh, Nihongo Jozu. I was like, oh, no, it's not very good. How's it going, Sam? You didn't miss much. Just been talking about stuff, a lot of stuff. Learning a language is a lifelong endeavor. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's not. And if you stop learning it, you'll forget parts of it. It'll be easier to come back to, but you'll forget parts of it. I have played Devil May Cry 3 a long time ago, but I have played it. Play it on Steam stream. That'd be fun. Just watch Don to Don. What would you recommend? Do you want something like that kind of comedic style? Because I'd recommend you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's a little more serious. Maybe Chainsaw Man, but that's also a little more serious. I guess Chainsaw Man would be up that alley, though. I'd say Chainsaw Man. I haven't watched Mob Psycho, but some people make a comparison that's kind of like that. Like, style-wise. Bro definitely learning the wordplay in Monogatari. Yeah, part of why I wanted to get into Japanese was I wanted to understand some of the, yeah, which I watched it. I watched it before I learned any Japanese. None of that came up. Like, I didn't went over my head. And I watched Monogatari when I did the three chapter series on YouTube. I could get them. I was understanding them. So that was a payoff for me when I could do that. Train stations in Tokyo are English, yeah. Lived there when the Olympics were supposed to happen, and they changed it all for that. Yeah, the big cities in general. I've been to Japan. I flew into Tokyo, went to Osaka, Kyoto area. And Osaka, Kyoto area has some English in places. Not everywhere, but most places do have it. The big cities mostly do have English stuff. If you get out there though, I've never been to Kanazawa. I don't know if they have English stuff. But yeah, if you're gonna go outside of the main areas, knowing a little bit of Japanese would probably help you. I remember one time I was trying to find my bus because if you guys have been to Haneda Station or Haneda Kuko, which is the airport in Tokyo, it is fucking huge. Which I'm near Chicago. I've been to Chicago's airport quite a bit, and I thought that was big. No, Haneda's fucking massive. They have like a metro system that works through, it's a train system. I didn't know where the fuck to go when I got there for the first time. I was sleep deprived, and I was trying to navigate this place. So I went up to there's these question desks, which are very helpful if you're gonna go. If you see a question mark, those people can answer your questions. They usually know English, because I didn't know how to ask my stuff in Japanese to the level I was like, where do I go? How do I get to this terminal? And it was like, you have to take the train. I was like, what? So there's this train system in there, and it like comes every 3 minutes. You hop on, and it takes you right on the ocean front. It's really beautiful. Right on the ocean front to the next terminal. I was trying to catch a flight to Osaka. I had to go through, this was during COVID, so I had to go through customs and everything. You had to have so much paperwork. It was a lot. So I was late for my flight. And I was in such a rush to get to the terminal. I was already late for the flight. I think it left 5 minutes. No, I had 10 minutes to spare when I got to Terminal 2, which was for like in-national flights in the country. And I went up to this desk with this lady, and I was like, I need to get on this plane, but it's leaving in 5 minutes. And she's, taihen desu ne. So they were nice enough where they just put me on the next flight to Osaka. Because I was also in a time crunch to get, I was going to this college, Kansai Gaidai, and there was a bus that is going to leave at 7 p.m. And so I have to be in Osaka by 7 p.m. with my luggage ready to get on the bus with everyone. So I was trying to beat the clock. I got on the plane, got there, got my luggage, luckily. But it was a fucking experience. Yeah. It's fun though. Good memory. Stressful, but good memory. I felt alive though. That's always how I quote it. If I'm ever in a scenario like traveling and stuff, I always feel alive. That's why I like it so much. because you're always just put into like an unknown environment, even if you have been there or haven't been there. Mostly if you haven't been there, but even if you have been there and you haven't been in a while, it's like a new environment kind of thing. How did I come up with the name Sock Sensei? My last name is Sokolowski, which is hard to say. So most people will say Sock, S-O-K. That's the first 3 letters of my last name. Most people didn't get that sock wasn't like an actual foot sock. So I made the name S-O-C-K. That was like a nickname. So that's why it came Sock Sensei. So I knew I was doing anime, so I put the sensei part at the end. And Sock was like my family nickname. My dad is Big Sock. His friends just call him Sock. I think his friends call me Sock Jr. or something like that. Thanks for the recommendation. Also, it's a nice bass car. It's not the greatest bass guitar, actually. It's I don't know if you guys know what a Squire is. So Fender makes like a cheaper version of what they have, and those are Squires. It's nice. It's fine. But yeah, my dad has a Fender guitar, and I've played that. It feels good. You can definitely tell the quality difference. But yeah, hopefully, yeah. Tofuga and Wanikani can help you. You can really learn a lot with those 2 things. Is Chainsaw Man the same type of humor? Yeah, it's a little more serious, but it does have the same type of humor. I would say, at least. But imagine using different anime to learn different kanji, like given to learn about seasons and music terms. Yeah, you can use anime. I thought about doing a video on this once. You can use anime to learn Japanese. It helps if you're learning it like not textbooks specifically, but like outside of that, like learning kanji and grammar. But if you watch anime with subtitles set to Japanese, that's a really good way to learn. No matter where you are, you can kind of start picking up on how things sound and relating them to the subtitles you're reading. So, yeah. Yeah, different terms. Like, I can understand if it's a school, like slice of life or school drama, I can usually watch that without having to look at like English subtitles. But if it's supernatural based, I'm fucking dead. It's a whole nother realm of words. But school dramas are pretty good for learning, especially because like those are terms you'll actually use. It's not like Jujutsu Kaisen where you probably will not say quite a few of the words they talk about. The Evangelion vid changed you. I've gotten that response quite a bit. I'm glad it did. That's kind of the goal. Make people aware of stuff. I came here to give a recommendation. Mushishi. Yeah, I've heard about this. Reminds you of Mononoke. Okay. Yeah, Mushishi's on my list on Notion to do a video on. I'll show you. I don't know what I'm gonna do on it yet, but yeah, it's right here. Back from the store. You didn't miss much. I think we talked about Japanese, learning it, other stuff. You have a Mexican Fender jazz bass. Yeah, I just have it. Like, I'm not good enough to where it would make sense for me to get a Fender bass. So yeah, that's why I have the Squire. I learned, you know, the bass track for Melissa from the original Full Metal Alchemist. I learned that. That was my big thing. That was my first learn. I was like, I want to do this. I want to learn this track. It's got a good bass riff that starts the thing. There's a lot of, yeah. Jazz has a lot of good bass stuff. Metallica has a lot of good bass stuff if you like metal. I try to learn Anesthesia, which is really hard, but because it's like all bass solo. It's broken into parts though, so I've like learned a couple of the parts. Some of them are harder than the others. I feel like if you ever become a father, you should add a stereotypical Japanese sensei beard. That would complete it. You're right. I'll do that. I don't want to be a father until I'm like 29. That would be my great age. I don't think there's anything wrong with having kids young. I just couldn't afford it right now. I'm not like a salary employee where it's like, I know what money's coming in and I know I can afford this. And yeah, I also want to like go travel a lot and experience things before having a kid, because it's a lot of responsibility and you can't really do as much as you could before. So that's the plan. I'll add the sensei beard when the time comes. You regularly expand domains. Yeah. Hey, Doiki Tenkai will come in. Doiki Tenkai will come into handy for you. Throwing that one around. I do say that to be completely honest. I do. That's probably one of my favorite anime phrases, just to drop randomly with my roommate. He does not know Japanese, but I've taught him that and Kokuken. What is it? It's Black Flash. I'm looking up Black Flash Japanese. I think I almost got it. I think I butchered it. Kokusen. That's what it is. Yeah, I say that one as well, because we were watching Jujutsu Kaisen. He never saw it before. I watched it with him. I think it was in November. EvaVid is goated. Glad you like it. I played bass in a band. That's fucking sick. And we just released our first single. I'm looking that up. I'm gonna listen to this later. Homage. I found you on Spotify. Sick. Is this it? That must be it. I'm gonna listen to that later. I should make myself look like Hayao Miyazaki. I'm not Japanese though. I can't rock that shit. I'll show you. It's funny because in Japan they don't usually have beards, but like samurais used to, and older gentlemen usually do. You telling me I could rock this? I gotta grow my hair out a little more. I'm actually not that far. If I was like 80 years older, I'd probably look about the same. I'll get glasses. My dad has glasses, so it's only a matter of time. I get a fuller beard though when I get older. My dad's got a bigger, fuller beard. Honestly, if I was Japanese, I'd kind of look like that. I'm a bit too Polish for that. Should watch Ghost Stories. I can't watch the rabbit clip live. They're gonna strike me. They're gonna strike me for hate speech or some stupid shit. Even though it's a joke, it's just a joke. The rabbit joke is funny. I'm surprised they got like that approved where they were gonna upload it. I'm surprised that got through. They say some crazy shit in that show. Really appreciated your making sense of FLCL. Gave me context for appreciating Dandadan more. That's interesting. I'm glad I did that for you. Hope you dig it. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to it. Thanks for sending that. The no cuts guy is Miyazaki. Yeah. If you guys didn't know, Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke was gonna come to Japan, or sorry, to America, and they're trying to cut it into a 90-minute movie, and he's just like, no, you're not doing that. And they had to listen to him. He sent a samurai sword with the letter no cuts, and they listened. Welcome back, Straw. Are you going to wait until Off and Monster Season finish? Yes. I thought they finished. Are they on hiatus? They paused for a bit? If so, yeah, I'm going to wait. I haven't even watched it myself. I'm excited to. Again, I wait to the right moment when I know something's going to be good. That's my kryptonite. Yeah, he is kind of like Colonel Sanders. I never thought about that. He does have that look to him. All right, it's 6:55. Start wrapping up. Gotta go pick up a pizza. That is my Wednesday. Every Wednesday I get pizza. So yeah, I'll be live Wednesday, of course, but Monday, I'm gonna stream on Twitch, and that's gonna be a new thing every week. Stream on Twitch, and Wednesday stream on YouTube. So on Twitch on Monday, if you're interested, I'm gonna play this game I found. If you guys have seen Kuroko's Basketball, I'm going to be playing a Roblox game that apparently is Kuroko's Basketball. So that's my friend and I are going to be doing that. This is Kuroko's Basketball, if you guys have seen it. And there is a Roblox game. I have no clue if this is any good, but I want to play it. I think it'll be funny. And then, yeah, this Saturday is the last Attack on Titan part. So yeah, after that, it won't be the same fucking series covered every week. I'm sorry that it happened like this. I wanted it all to be one video, but yeah, it just didn't. It just couldn't go through, which is disappointing. But yeah, Lore of Evangelion. I think you guys saw that post. Lore of Evangelion is gonna come out after 2 weeks from now. That's gonna be a fun video. There's a sponsorship in it with a brand that I am partnered with now. So look forward to that. There's like they'll have a big free like sample sale. So yeah, you'll get more information later. Currently watching 144p. Definitive edition of Vagabond. I didn't know they had that. I'll look into it. I don't have any thoughts right now, though. Enjoy that pizza. Oh, I will. Glad you enjoy the content. Try to go to the movie. Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing that interests you, don't go to the theater. But yeah, if you find something. I don't know how good your theaters are around here. That also makes the experience good or bad. So yeah, see you Monday. Enjoy the last part of AOT. I think this is the best chapter, the best part. It's the whole final chapter arc. A lot more philosophical and perspective based. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So see you guys later. Enjoy your Wednesday night if that's the time it is for you guys. Yeah. See you Monday.